this is a controversial one. Sphere. I said that like Sphere. Sphere. It's a science fiction film from, when was it made? 1998, around about then I think. And it's a film that got absolutely panned when it came out. I mean, terribly panned. People said this film's horrific. In fact, a lot of people have watched this film since, and they still think it's horrific. However, number one, I'm reviewing this because it has total and utter horror elements in it as well, for large parts of the film. And I'm also reviewing it because I think this is a really good film. I think it's grossly underrated, and I really hope that it finds an audience over time. It was released around about the same time as Event Horizon, and I think the two films were sort of compared to each other, which I can kind of understand why, but you know, I wouldn't compare the two of them really, other than a few themes that they share, and the feeling of isolation is similar. But anyway, so the film is directed by Barry Levinson, and it stars Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, Samuel L. Jackson, Liev Schreiber, and Peter Coyote. I hope that's how you pronounce his name. And it's about what would happen if we were in a first contact situation. So basically the story follows the line that Dustin Hoffman's character was sort of consulted about writing a paper for the US government about what they should do if they're ever in a first contact situation. So he sort of borrowed from a lot of science fiction writers, not really taking it that seriously, and he said that, you know, we should have like you should have a psychologist there, you should have a mathematician there because it'd be a universal language. You should have I think it was like a biologist and a physicist, right? So basically what happens is he gets called, he's taken away to this remote location at sea, and he meets up with all these people that he has prior dealings with. He knows all of them, that's why he named all of them in his report as people that they should use if there's ever a first contact situation. And they find out that they found a ship at the bottom of the sea, and the American government have set up a sort of underwater habitat that they're going to go down to, and they're going to go out to this ship, spaceship, and go into it because, as they're informed when they're being briefed, there is a low hum within the ship, and they believe there may be an intelligence still inside. So that's the whole idea of the film. That's the sort of setup, and I think it's excellent. I think it's really, really good. I think there are some, not so much, there are no terrifying moments, but there's a real feeling of claustrophobia in this movie as you watch it. And I think what a lot of people criticise it for is that the conclusion to the film, yeah, it sort of falls away and it becomes very fantasy based. Now I know that it's adapted from a novel by Michael Crichton, and I don't know if it had a different ending. I've not read the book. However, I don't think the ending can detract from the fact that the build-up is excellent. The payoff is maybe not so much, but the build-up to like the last 10 minutes of the film is really exciting. And you've got this idea where you see that the crew end up getting trapped down there, and because there's a storm up above, and the ship that's there to take them out has to leave, and they're stuck down there for days, and they start perhaps having strange experiences, and they end up being communicated to by what seems to be this intelligence, and it's this intelligence that may have been in this ship for hundreds of years alone, and as Dustin Hoffman says, he might not be with it, you know. So there's a lot of claustrophobia in the film, and there's also a lot of great character interaction because all the characters have a hang up with each other. Liev Schreiber and Samuel L. Jackson's characters are very competitive with one another. Dustin Hoffman and Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone was actually a patient of Dustin Hoffman's character, and they had a inappropriate relationship, and she's been suicidal in the past and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. When they get trapped down there, they all start kicking off, you know. So I really would recommend it. It's a great watch, I think. Really great build up. Not so good in the payoff, but the journey, the ride is really, really worth it. So check it out. That's Sphere, and hopefully it will find its audience. And that's all.